So what up, YouTube ski? So right here, doing a 2010 Scion XB oil change and transmission oil change again, transmission fluid. And right here, I use a 10mm Allen wrench. If you don't have the big Allen wrench, if you got one of these handle ones like I got, get you a crescent wrench. Choke up on that freaking bad boy as you can get choked up. That's pretty good. And you tighten her up. I already drained it. Tighten her up, you know, snug. Not, you don't want to strip it, but that's about good. And I already did the transmission filter change. Those are like 18 10mm bolts, I believe. I think I posted a video on it. I could be wrong, but yeah, it was pretty easy. The previous owner was my boss. He was the original owner. Never did a transmission change on it. Has 170,000 miles on it. So I think I did. I drained and filled it, and then I drained it again, took the pan off, replaced the filter. So this is the third time draining and filling it, but I'm not doing the filter again. And it's good. Been switching up good, you know what I mean? The transmission doesn't feel like it's slipping because excuse me. I know they say don't change your transmission fluid if it's never been changed, but I believe that's if your transmission is slipping already, or you know, you put it in the gear, it kind of kicks, but kicks as in not your transmission mount is out, but you could kind of feel internal transmission kick. And this thing needs either alternator. I think it needs an alternator and a belt tensioner replacement because it whines. And I think it's normal for these transmissions because they are pretty short gear ratio. I know because I got a couple cars and this thing has a, you know, it's automatic 4-speed and you're hitting about 3,000 RPM at 70. So it's a pretty high, low, I don't know, either way you take it, gear ratio. And first and second gear kind of whines, but I think it's kind of normal because it doesn't seem like a bad whine. It just seems like a close gear ratio whine, if you know what I mean. Here's the transmission dipstick. I'll be putting my pump right there. I got a little hand pump, Pennzoil pump, I believe, that I got off eBay a while back. And I'll pump the fluid in there. The fluid I got is, I'm going to be mixing. I know I shouldn't, but I'm probably going to do the transmission fluid again. You got Valvoline, full synthetic, Max Life multi-vehicle. And the one that it needs, I totally forget. I did my research though, but this is the one I got on Rock Auto. I know this is the super legit one that these cars call for, but obviously Toyota you could go to, but this one actually comes with 5 quarts. I think the ones you get from Toyota is 1 gallon, which is 4 quarts, I believe. I forget, but I did some research, but you guys could do your research too. But yeah, this one's from Rock Auto, and it was definitely the best bang for your buck when you order other parts too and you pay for shipping. It's type TLS LV. I had my son-in-law go to O'Reilly's real quick, and they give me this plastic oil plug washer, which I mean it will do, but I had them, it was like $1.19, and I sent my son-in-law a picture of Rock Auto's pricing, which was like 38 cents, and they gave it to me for 58 cents. So always price match. But yeah, the one that was on there was cooked. It was freaking, it was like smashed. Hold on, I already threw it away, but I should have showed you guys. It was smashed on here and ripped, so I had to go upstairs, get a needle nose and take off the sleeve and everything. And it was super thin, which was weird. Usually they got a little thickness to it, you know what I mean? But yeah, the oil, they try to sell him the oil plug. I was like, no, dude, oil washer plug, okay? But yeah. So I'll slap that bad boy and show you the pump. Here she is, and tighten her up in there. Get yourself a little ratchet and a socket. It's a 14 millimeter. So it's 14 millimeter. Give her a little tug. I mean, you can feel, you don't want to strip her out. And this is, I'm sure it's a smash washer. So as soon as you feel it tightening up snug, give her another little nudge. Call her a day. And the oil filter's super easy on these. It's right here. We'll say I changed it even though I didn't. You know what I'm saying? There's some dark ass oil, and I do have an oil burner, but I think you check her every 2 weeks and you're good. Keep some oil on hand. 5W20 full synthetic, and these babies last forever from the research I've done. Okay, so let's do this now. Make sure everything's clear underneath. Get your handy dandy jack. Get that baby down. That way she's halfway level. You know, these streets, they're all jacked up, but then you get some, for me, I use Supertech, which you guys know where that's from, and I mean, it's good to me, man. And I got some Pennzoil 5W20 full synthetic. But yeah, I've been using Supertech for 10 years in my 1995 Honda Civic with absolutely no problems. I got it at around 150,000 miles 10 years ago. It has 278,000 miles, I believe. Could be wrong, but yeah, over 100,000 miles on Supertech. But I use synthetic blend in that bad boy. So oil's oiled, man, as long as I believe you should do oil changes every 3,000 miles. I grabbed the wrong bottle, my bad. 5W20 full synthetic. This is the synthetic blend that I run on my Mustang right here, which I've had that, what, 4 years now. I don't drive it that much, I just on the weekends. But yeah, 5W30 full synthetic in my Civic and Mustang. 5W20 full synthetic. Did I say synthetic blend for this one? Full synthetic 5W20 for the Scion. And I also have a Honda Pilot, so I believe I use the 5W30 full synthetic, or synthetic blend, my fault. Alright, there she goes. You see that hole filled with oil? It's right on. You never want to overfill. It's better to slightly underfill than overfill, because the pressure you get in your system. But yeah, I just I don't use a funnel on this bad boy because the valve cover is so high, you don't really need it. Other cars, you know, a little bit lower, and exhaust manifold or the plugs are in the way. But this one, I just two-hand it. You see no drippage at all. Just be careful. And I did use a little bit of 5W30 synthetic blend in this one because I didn't feel like buying a freaking quart of, well, that's all I have right now. So, you know, doing the backyard stuff, but a little bit of synthetic blend and one notch up on the 5W30 is not going to hurt this thing. And I think it takes about 4 quarts, give or take, you know, a little less, a little more. Okay, now on to the transmission. Okay, so a little pro tip or personal tip. Here's my pump. It screws onto the smaller, the oil quart tops, and I like to pour from the 5 gallon or the 5 quart or the 1 gallon into the quart. That way you kind of get the idea how much fluid you're putting into her. This one's really good. It's from Pennzoil. I got it from eBay, I believe, a couple years ago. You see that fluid going there? Do it nice and slow, and then from my experience, keep it up a little high. That way you get some airflow in it. You know what I mean? Because you get it too deep in there, you start not letting it breathe while the fluid's going down, and it will start overfilling and spill out of that spout. But yeah, man, 1 quart at a time. I believe that when you drain and fill this thing, it's 3.5 quarts, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. You call Toyota or Google it. But super easy. I do recommend this pump. I use it on my Civic too, from underneath the car. It's a manual transmission, so it has the top fuel plug and the bottom fuel plug. But yeah, man, super easy. I'm gonna get done with this and patch her up and get on the road to the birthday trip we're going to. Well, birthday party. You guys have a blessed one, alright? Kiss and hug your loved ones. Call them up. Call your grandpa, grandma. Tell them you love them because they won't be there forever. Alright then, late.